It's week one of the 2020 Major League Rugby season, and the bright lights of Las Vegas host us here at Sam Boyd Stadium for the New England Free Jacks' inaugural season against Rugby United New York. Yesterday's results, though, saw an upset. The Houston SaberCats took out Colorado Raptors at home, and then a massive performance from Nola Gold took out Old Glory DC by 46 points to 13. Later today, Seattle will take on San Diego in a cliffhanger. But hello to the desert. I'm Dallin Stanford with Kit McConaughey for this one. The Battle of the East Coast. Oh, there's going to be no love lost here.
You're exactly right about that, Dallin. They've dubbed it the Cold War. Nothing cold about this. The first ever official match between New England and Rugby United, ready to get things underway.
Well, let's take a look at the key lineups here and the key matches.
Well, the keys first for the home team. That'll be the Free Jacks. Start strong. Their first official match as a side. Be very important for them to get off to a good start, to settle the nerves and build confidence. Set pieces always essential to both sides, and savor the moment. You only get one inaugural match. Try to enjoy it. History being made today. And the keys for the Roosters, Rugby United New York, communication always vital. A lot of new faces on their side, and they'll need to stay on the same page on both sides of the ball kicking. This may be a part of the game where they have an advantage with the likes of Marsh and Foden. Eyes on the prize. Last year, they lost a heartbreaker to San Diego in the semifinals. Today, they will stop at nothing short of lifting that 70-pound championship trophy, and the journey for that trophy starts today here in Las Vegas. The key players for the Free Jacks, the flying Yokozuna himself, Kensuke on both sides of the ball kicking. This may be a part of the game where they have an advantage with the likes of Marsh and Foden. Eyes on the prize. Last year, they lost a heartbreaker to San Diego in the semifinals. Today, they will stop at nothing short of lifting that 70-pound championship trophy, and the journey for that trophy starts today here in Las Vegas. The key players for the Free Jacks, the flying Yokozuna himself, Kensuke Hatakeyama. 78 caps with the Japanese national team. The 34-year-old, fourth most capped Japanese national team player ever, and the most capped front rower, brings a world of experience to New England with him. Great leadership to this first-year franchise. And on the other side of things, the key player for Rugby United, the Tank of Toulon, a man who needs no introduction, Mathieu Bastereau, 54 caps with the French national team, 2 World Cups, and maybe the most anticipated signing in Major League Rugby history gets his first start today.
This barn burner up next. It's New England against New York. It's week 1 of the 2020 Major League Rugby season, and the bright lights of Las Vegas host us here at Sam Boyd Stadium for the New England Free Jacks' inaugural season against Rugby United New York. Yesterday's results, though, saw an upset. The Houston SaberCats took out Colorado Raptors at home, and then a massive performance from Nola Gold took out Old Glory DC by 46 points to 13. Later today, Seattle will take on San Diego in a cliffhanger. But hello to the desert. I'm Dallin Stanford with Kit McConaughey for this one. The Battle of the East Coast. Oh, there's going to be no love lost here.
You're exactly right about that, Dallin. They've dubbed it the Cold War. Nothing cold about this. The first ever official match between New England and Rugby United, ready to get things underway.
Well, let's take a look at the key lineups here and the key matches.
Well, the keys first for the home team. That'll be the Free Jacks. Start strong. Their first official match as a side. Be very important for them to get off to a good start, to settle the nerves and build confidence. Set pieces always essential to both sides, and savor the moment. You only get one inaugural match. Try to enjoy it. History being made today. And the keys for the Roosters, Rugby United New York, communication always vital. A lot of new faces on their side, and they'll need to stay on the same page on both sides of the ball kicking. This may be a part of the game where they have an advantage with the likes of Marsh and Foden. Eyes on the prize. Last year, they lost a heartbreaker to San Diego in the semifinals. Today, they will stop at nothing short of lifting that 70-pound championship trophy, and the journey for that trophy starts today here in Las Vegas. The key players for the Free Jacks, the flying Yokozuna himself, Kensuke Hatakeyama. 78 caps with the Japanese national team. The 34-year-old, fourth most capped Japanese national team player ever, and the most capped front rower, brings a world of experience to New England with him. Great leadership to this first-year franchise. And on the other side of things, the key player for Rugby United, the tank of Toulon, a man who needs no introduction, Mathieu Bastereau. 54 caps with the French national team, 2 World Cups, and maybe the most anticipated signing in Major League Rugby history gets his first start today.
This barn burner up next. It's New England against New York.
I think the training environment is what separates this place more than anything else. I think that there's like a team environment with a personalized training effect. So I think that's the problem with a lot of other places. It's one or the other. It's, we're all together in this class, but there is no specificity with each person, or it's only personal training, which really there's just no camaraderie. So this facility, the way we set it up, we try to get that team environment, that group camaraderie, along with a personalized, tailored program for your needs and your goals.
Culture is just a massive thing here, from person to person. We'll have a 30-year-old athlete who's crushing a 300-pound deadlift right next to a 45-year-old woman who's just doing walking lunges, and the cohesiveness between the two people really ties the whole gym together.
rugby fans, rugby is everywhere. The giant is awakening, and Rugby Wrap-Up is there with the alarm clock. Rugby Wrap-Up, global rugby coverage, sometimes with a wink. Weekly studio shows, daily website content, breaking news, evolving stories, the biggest names in the game on camera, all over social media. Pundits from all corners of the planet, local, global, professional, amateur, female, and male. Find it all on rugbywrapup.com.
Our teams on the field, two talented lineups indeed, Kit.
Take a look at the starters for New England for the Free Jacks. Brighouse, McNulty, Hatakeyama there along the front row. McNulty, who was on loan to Rugby United last year. Larson, the lock, the Canadian national team, and he gets the captain, and a halfback Irish pairing there between Poland and Leader. Starters for the other side, and it is a very veteran front row led by Captain Dylan Fawcett. The Butcher as the hooker. 40-plus Rooney caps between he, Perry, and Ryan. Coach Greg McWilliams opting for working in Cassidy in the edging room. That pushes Breakley out to the blindside flanker. Another all-Irish halfback pairing. The debutant, Mathieu Bastero, in the midfield. Connor Wallace-Sims, Chris Matina out on the wings for the second consecutive season opener.
Well, joining us also here in the comms is Danny Wexelman. She's sideline. What do you got for us, Danny?
Viva Las Vegas, gentlemen. I caught up with New England and New York yesterday, and to say these two teams are excited would be an understatement. New England used words like magical and movie-like to describe this place, and New York, they gushed about the weather. They are so excited to be playing in warmer temps for opening weekend. And I caught up with Mike Petrie, last year's captain for New York, and he said that Vegas kind of reminds him of home. There's a ton of energy here. And he also talked about the history between these two clubs. Obviously, last year, New York loaned a couple of guys, or New England loaned some guys to New York. One of those guys, Sean McNulty, he was mentioned a couple of times. He had an immediate impact. He was energetic and versatile. New York was sad to see him go, but there's a ton of respect between both of the sides. So I asked Sean, what was it like for you playing in New York? And he loved it. He agreed with what those guys said, but he did tell me that Mark O'Keefe asked him to go to coffee here in Vegas, and Sean said no. He smiled after he told me that, and he said, listen, we can catch up after the game. Dallin?
Thank you, Danny. Lots of catching up to do indeed. The kickoff there from New England. Rugby United New York put it into touch. You can see a bit of blustery wind there as well. Conditions will certainly be tricky, especially kicking for both players. Their fly halves out of hand. So first line out here, New England. McNulty. Should he had that coffee? No. He's on song with the first touch. And the big battling ram comes right in there for Kanabau. First contact for him just outside the 22. It's New England. Early exchanges. They get plenty of players over at ruck time. Now they go with Liam Steele, the 28-year-old from New Zealand. Many international players featuring for this Free Jack side. And keep it with their hooker, McNulty. His brother Harry, the Island 7 sensations, watching on while he tends to his sheep farm as they go through Tyg Leader, the 27-year-old from Galway and Ireland, till the right-hand side. Vice Captain Sam Beard with a one-handed offload. Referee Chris Asper says, play on. The man from Canada, and we get a penalty to New England.
Head. Early penalty to New England. Opportunity here for the Free Jacks. You mentioned the wind. It is a stiff breeze at the back of New England. We'll see if they can use that to their advantage in the kicking game. Able to go through there. Beard, the Kiwi. He was looking for the offload to his countryman, Himopo, the former Canterbury University Player of the Year, unable to come away with it.
So it's week one in our 2020 season. Neutral ground here at Sam Boyd Stadium. 2 weekends will be in Las Vegas. There'll be 5 matches in total. This is the only one here in the desert this weekend. And New York in their white Paladin outfits will defend again at this line out. It's McNulty with the Leinster Academy for 3 years. This time, not able to take it one cleanly. It sits up though, as they come flying in here to Rugby United New York, looking to set things up. Off the left boot there of Connor Wallace-Sims. It still goes just to the 22.
That was Kyle Marsh there, the 28-year-old Irishman. He is always in the mix. The fly half, one of the best in the business. Last year, he led Rooney with 69 points. Just always around the ball is number 10 in white.
Third line out from the same position. They go to the top here. Josh Larson, the captain, takes this one. Ball spits free though into touch, and it'll become to the Rooney side, the Roosters.
Down a lot of times, they say the biggest jump in a league is from year 1 to year 2. I think it's from year 2 to year 3. You look at the 3 new additions, the conference format now, and all of the internationals that have made their way here. So much anticipation for this 2020 season, and rightfully so. The caliber, the quality has improved immensely.
Oh, it certainly has, and we've got to welcome, of course, all our fans watching also. We've got the Pick and Whistle, a watch party in New York City, and the Free Jacks, they're supporting their side at Hennessy's in Boston. So welcome to wherever you're joining us. Of course, we have exciting news in the different broadcast world. So many different providers are showing these local matches, international games via Facebook Live, and it's brilliant to have the community tune in.
And without a doubt, obviously the fans there back in New England and New York respectively, around the world. First scrum to Rooney. We'll see how this goes. It'll be very important for them. Walsh there, the 27-year-old from Dublin.
Just a word there from Asmus to Dylan Fawcett, the man in the middle in the hooker position. He's got Paddy Ryan, the tight head prop, and Anthony Parry with him.
A ton of experience between the three. We mentioned the 40-plus starts together.
Assumption. Highly spoken about the 8th man from Greg McWilliams, the head coach. This one floats over the top though, so Will Leonard has to collect right near his own try line. The inside centre does well to carry it up, does the Irishman. Still, they stuck in the end zone. Marcus Walsh just wants to get clean ball for the exit strategy. Connor Wallace-Sims again on that left boot of his. The wind though will keep it from going past the 22.
Wallace-Sims, the Plymouth, England-born former USA U20, just relieving the pressure. Really the only thing he could do in that situation. And cagey early on, what you expected. The possession has been, by and large, on the Roosters' side and around that 22. Rooney would be very happy to get the ball to the other end of the pitch.
McNulty on loan this past spring from Rooney. Here they set it down beautifully. Lovely short balls. They go with Beard. New England with their big number 8, Brad Himopo, their Kiwi former winger during his high school days. And they go to the front row. Donald Brighouse, also from New Zealand. Hails from the Wellington area. As McNulty loops around, again it comes Himopo. Drops the shoulder, putting the pressure on this New York defense.
Back.
In goes John Poland from Cork Island. Working the same way are the Free Jacks. They have a penalty. They go quickly. Not 10. Poland looking for the line. Advantage from referee Asmus. The defenders hadn't retreated the 10 meters. Here it comes for Steele. Quick hands on the outside.
Manage over.
They go in the corner. It's history for the New England Free Jacks. And we salute you. They get in the corner. Sam Adams will be proud of that effort. A wonderful bit of work from the Free Jacks. Try scorer Mitch Wilson, the man from Sydney, Australia, puts his name in the record books.
So Mitch Wilson, the 24-year-old from Sydney, grew up in Oviedo, Florida, the former Life University man, is the first ever try scorer for the New England Free Jacks. Larson, a great job there. The captain, ball put out quickly by Liam Steele, and just too much room at the corner. Give Himopo a ton of credit. Those short punching runs open things up. So much focus on Himopo, the big body from New Zealand. And that final ball outside, no trouble for Mitch Wilson.
A stunning start from the New England Free Jacks. Head coach Josh Smith looks on. A local man now, professional rugby coach in the United States, his side. Get the opening score. Kick will go to the side. 5-0 after 7.5 minutes here at Sam Boyd Stadium.
We mentioned it for New England. Two of the keys, start strong in set pieces. It was a beautiful take off the line out. Great work. Himopo was there, and a dream start for the Free Jacks. Exactly what they wanted.
Cahill Marsh goes high. New York try to knock this one back. It stays though with the Free Jacks. Hoofed downfield. Big kick there from Steele. So it's Ben Foden.
If it goes dead.
Mr. Fodes, as he's known, or Mr. Broadway as well. And this kick with that wind as well has gone right through the back.
Thank you. Right there.
That's one thing to keep an eye on, the synthetic turf surface here at Sam Boyd Stadium. And you see the bounce there. Foden judged it well. He saw that it was going to go all the way through the in-goal area.
Okay.
Foden last year, the biggest addition to Major League Rugby. This year, he is joined by some stars from across the world that have made it for year 3 of MLR.
You're also forgetting Fodes spent some time on national television in front of James Corden, the Spice Girls as well. He was on Celebrity X Factor, and certainly did he impress. If you haven't checked it out, go online, check out Ben Foden singing his heart out. He is absolutely brilliant.
He, Tom Evans, and Levi Davis were pretty impressive.
So good, so good. Foden lighting it up on and off the field. Yes. Big moment, though, in this match here for Rugby United New York.
I'll just tell you, Captain. So I saw the shoulder. Sorry. Playing a little bit of a distance and the shoulder. Okay.
So you get the technical issues at scrum time. They have possession, though, for the first time in New England half.
The scrum.
Their front row, Anthony Parry and Paddy Ryan, just need to get straight. They're up against, you mentioned Kensuke Hatakeyama, the 34-year-old from Japan. Rugby World Cup legend in 2015 when they beat this favoured Springboks. 82, a brilliant day for rugby worldwide. Comes down here on the near side.
That side. I just think.
See Walsh having a word with our referee, Chris Asmus.
Get him not to present, but let's just hold our weight on the loose head side.
And he's speaking about that loose head side. That would be Brighouse, the big Wellington native international for Manu Samoa.
On the scrum. On the scrum.
Okay. So a close eye on Donald Brighouse. And with Atago and Taranaki in the Mighty 10 Cup.
Nicely done from the Free Jacks, and that's an issue. We mentioned the surface here, and it appears difficult for those forwards to be able to get their footing. They're trying to dig those spikes in, get a bit of traction, and you see the sliding backwards on the side of the Roosters just going through. Good work using that power, and so far the scrum, it's been in favor of New England. They've done a very good job in that set piece.
Taglina taps and goes to the air. Big challenge for this one. Nobody wants it. Foden goes back, wants to usher it past, and hits the upright. Oh, it's unbelievable! That's one of the freakiest tries you'll see in Las Vegas. They better hit the high street for gambling later, because the luck is with the Free Jacks.
What an incredible turn there. Homopo, who's been all over the pitch, able to track it down. It comes off the crossbar. Foden thought that it was going to go through the in-goal area again, as the previous kick did. Off the crossbar, Foden unable to get there. Homopo on the spot. Big Brad dots it down. In New England, extend their lead. Conversion to come. What a play. What a turn of events.
Only in Las Vegas. Never seen that happen in a game of rugby. It is 12-0. New England lead with 2 tries against Rugby United New York. 12 minutes gone, and in a way that was against the run of play, because Rooney had a scrum all the way in enemy territory, conceded the penalty. That's what happens in the game of rugby.
We mentioned kicking being one of the keys for both of these teams. I thought it may be in favor of Rooney because of that absolutely perfect boot of Kyle Marsh and Foden as well, but so far New England doing a very good job using it to their advantage with the wind at their back.
Free Jacks look to collect this one. They do well. Send bodies in. Liam Steele getting involved there too, and Dewey is in on the side. Or for Poland, former Ireland under-20 player. Very contestable. It's bounced off Connor Wallace-Sims and picked up. The try scorer, Mitch Wilson, looking for work on the right-hand side. Free Jacks have advantage. Here they come. Larson spits it away. Beautiful incision here from Waka. In fact, now it is Mitch Wilson. They work the short side with John Poland, the 22-year-old. Back inside the 22. It's all the Free Jacks. What's a Free Jack? We'll get back to that later. A cross kick. Skill. And it just blows into touch, but it was advantage for Tig Leader and his troops.
Nicely done there. Leader knew they had the advantage. I think that's the only reason he put boot to ball, because if that ball is not caught, it's not gonna sit up. With this turf surface, you saw how quickly it skidded out of bounds. But with the advantage, why not take the chance?
Nice incision there from fullback Bodine Waka, the 25-year-old from New Zealand, former sevens player for the All Black Sevens side. His sister, Stacey, a brilliant player on the Sevens World Series for the Blackfern women's side, now known as Stacey Flula after getting married.
Coming into this match, we thought the advantage may be with the Roosters, obviously a year under their belts, but it is all Free Jacks thus far.
That's right, Rooney semi-finalist last year, but it's a fresh season, season 3. McNulty waits, now sets up a crash. With them is Hatakeyama. Still available there for Poland. Eyeing right, then comes left. They keep it to the short side with Dawai, 32-year-old from Nandi in Fiji. Leader shifts it across again. The dummy thrown this time from inside centre, Sam Beard. Former builder. As another penalty and very kickable.
Penalty starting to mount. Now the question, will they elect to bring out the tee? See Rooney again there, not doing themselves any favors inside the 22. The quick whistle. And they will indeed. So an opportunity here to tack on 3. Leader, USA Eagle number 532, debuted against Chile just over a year ago down in Maipu. And a try and a conversion in that match against the Chileans. Captain of San Diego back in 2018.
Just working, that's all. Take care of your side,
We've seen a couple of players change franchises in this last season. Leader's one of them. He works with the youngsters in the academy as well, going to the communities in the Boston area. First penalty attempt for him. He's struck a conversion already in these blustery conditions. He turns quickly. Flags go up. It's 15-0. New England. Tig Leader with a boot.
No trouble there. Had to be held because of the wind, but 15-0, just over 15 minutes in. A shocking scoreline, certainly for the Roosters and their faithful. Not at all what they anticipated, and all credit to New England. They have come out with a game plan and executed it to perfection thus far. And well, you're in Vegas. Nice to have a bit of luck on your side as well. That try from Homopo.
That was something special. I'm sure that will be going global after this game. So knocked on, so Roosters have a chance here. They dive on this one. Come back for a scrum. We haven't had a chance to mention Mathieu Bastero yet. You see his big frame in picture there.
The tank of Toulon, Mathieu Bastero, and everything he was able to do. 2-time member of the French World Cup side in 2011 and 2015. 8 years with Toulon, the last 5 as the captain of that side in France.
Keep the here.
But he's very happy to be here. He spoke about it in numerous interviews. He said, New York is a place everyone wants to be. When I had the opportunity, I jumped at it.
Why wouldn't you? His teammate, his centre partner, Ma'an Nonu, is with the San Diego Legion as well. 2 massive signings. There's plenty more to come as well. New York on the attack, looking for their first points in the 2020 season. Ball down there for Marcus Walsh. 13 caps last year with the scrum, is under pressure. Assumption does well to keep it for the Roosters. Looking to get Breakley involved, the vice captain, 2 times collegiate All-American at Dartmouth. New York with Parry on the right-hand side, looking to get a few phases going. Cassidy's there as well, but counter right comes in front of the Free Jacks. Everybody just standing around. Ball is available. New England. They've started the first 20 superbly in this clash. They've pinched it back. Poland looking for options.
use it. No. Hands.
And with the win, again they go to the air. Danger time here. Foden's good though. Gets hit hard as well. Manages to get to his feet as the fullback. Former England international. Denise. Head coach Greg McWilliams and Marty Veal, the coaching staff for this New York side. Really want their team to get back in this, don't they? This kick is not out. And here they go to the right-hand side. Wakanabao. Little jump step there. Man from Talevu in Fiji. Steal, though, to New York. Brilliant stuff from them. Up front they go with Parry. And a penalty for not rolling away.
Penalty for New York, a big one there. New England not rolling away after the tackle. You see it going back and forth, both teams electing to use the boot. It was a brilliant take previously by Foden, immediately hit and stolen away. Good work at the breakdown. New England, everything going their way, no reason to commit the penalty there, and gives this great opportunity to New York.
Gone for an attacking line-out to the 22 with Foden. They scored 75% of their tries last year from set piece, and Lana was their main supplier of that as well with the Butcher.
This is the best opportunity they've had thus far. The Butcher so good in this situation. We'll see if he can hit his target.
Dylan Fawcett, men's health advocate, been a member of Movember since 2009.
Last year, first team, all Major League Rugby.
Now they said it. He joins at the back. Brickhouse told to move away. They have advantage with Marcus Walsh urging his side on. He's looking to join that maul himself as well. The Butcher has it. Bastero in picture here on the right-hand side. The huge frame just lurking. What a drive here from Rugby United New York. The crowd getting behind them as they surge for the closer to the line. Oh, two sharp blows of the whistle. That's danger time for New England.
That's okay. Great Pokemon. Then once again, kill the momentum here. I have to.
A yellow card comes out halfway through the first half, and it's going to go to the Free Jacks captain, the Canadian international Josh Larson. Sees yellow. So not just great position and a chance for the opening try for Rugby United, but now a man advantage as well with Larson headed to the bin.
Wow, massive moment in the point of this game. New England Free Jacks now down to 14 for 10 minutes. Rugby United New York on that surge.
Time off. 2 balls in the field. Thanks, Steve.
So just an extra rugby ball appearing on the field. They're going to reset this for Dylan Fawcett.
This is exactly what they want with the Butcher. So accurate in the line out. If he can hit his target, get that driving maul going, and maybe find the try zone for the first time.
To the front they go. Cassidy has it. Strong defense this time from the Free Jacks. Still keeps possession with the men from New York. They keep it tight. Oh, good low drive. Hammering for the line. Looking for the first 5. They're over. Asmus has to come and check. We could see it from this side. He was caught.
You take another look, that low leg drive getting across to number 8, Kyle Sumption, the former BYU football star, the man from Provo, USA Eagle number 450. Great work there, getting low. Sumption, one of the assistants at the U.S. Military Academy in West Point. He captained the SaberCats back in 2018. And that is exactly what the Roosters needed. Sumption puts him on the board.
Oh, it's a double whammy. It's a yellow card. And then it's Sumption who gets the try. Now back in this game, Rugby United New York, and the Pig and Whistle will be celebrating in the city. Their team have their first 5 of the 2020 season. Carl Sumption, 10 caps last year in Major League Rugby. Starts this one with a bang here at minute 23.
Big for Marsh, into the wind. Last year, he was so good with the boot, led Rooney at 69 points scored. See if the Irishman can complete the conversion.
Cahill Marsh strikes this one. Flags go up. 15 points to 7 the score. New York back in this one. We're going to take a short break. More rugby coming up soon. Stay with us. New England 15, New York 7.
I think the training environment is what separates this place more than anything else. I think that there's like a team environment with a personalized training effect. So I think that's the problem with a lot of other places. It's one or the other. It's, we're all together in this class, but there's no specificity with each person, or it's only personal training, which really there's just no camaraderie. So this facility, the way we set it up, we try to get that team environment, that group camaraderie, along with a personalized, tailored program for your needs and your goals.
Culture is just a massive thing here. From person to person, we'll have a 30-year-old athlete who's crushing a 300-pound deadlift right next to a 45-year-old woman who's just doing walking lunges, and the cohesiveness between the two people really ties the whole gym together.
(15-7) the score at Sam Boyd Stadium in week 1 of Major League Rugby 2020 in New England. 2 tries, but one recent one from Carl Sumption and Rugby United New York are on the board.
I'll move here.
Bastereau, first touch for him. Not a good one as the wind takes this one away. They've got to dot it down. They've brought it back inside, so it should be a 5-meter scrum to New England, and they're right back in on attack.
They are indeed. Marsh on the spot, and he had to be. Bastereau unable to come away with it cleanly. New England, after conceding to their first try, a chance to respond in kind very quickly. What a start for the Free Jacks. 15 points in the first 15 minutes.
Don't forget they're down to 14 players, so somebody missing in the engine room is Josh Larson, the captain.
Larson will be in the bin for the next 5 or so minutes.
So looking to win the scrum without an extra forward. They do well though. They go through. Beard behind the back ball. Waka goes himself. He reaches over, he's down. Bodine Waka is sweet. That's lobster roll sweet from New England.
What hands from Bodine Waka, the former All Black Sevens man, the Poverty Bay rugby star. How he's able to secure this ball, I don't know. That one reaching out off the fingertips, across and down. And that is the response that New England needed. They conceded the first try to the Roosters, and less than 2 minutes later, they come back with one of their own.
It's a stunner indeed. One player less at scrum time. The man who trained with the Hurricanes in the preseason for Super Rugby, Waka, gets it done. They extend the lead 20 points to 7. And this rivalry is certainly something special between these two sides. Very first game in franchise history in Major League Rugby for the New England Free Jacks. And so far, so good. Tig leader. Beautiful looking kick. Again, the flags go up. It's 22 points to 7.
They've dubbed it the Cold War. They've seen each other. In fact, they saw each other for the first time almost 14 months ago, but this is the first official match, and it is living up to the billing. The headlines here in week 1.
That's right, it was 38-35, that result to the Roosters. But so many new signings for the New England Free Jacks. Have them here today in a strong position. They go high, good take there at the top from Dewey. player hurt in back play. As Trevor Cassidy gets back on side as Poland goes to the air again. They said they're going to tactically test Foden, and of course with the conditions, he does well again, does Ben Foden. Good catch and players just in front of the kicker.
Foden fantastic in the air twice already. We've seen his aerial prowess. High box kick, and Foden able to come away with it cleanly. So difficult under the conditions, the wind in his face. But he's already seen with this turf surface, you cannot let the ball bounce.
Just outside the 22.
Rooney looking to respond in kind, and it has been a shootout early on, back and forth. New England on the front foot, 15 unanswered. The Roosters starting to wake up, another opportunity, and here comes that dangerous set piece with Fawcett.
Fawcett goes to the top. It's overthrown. Ball sits up there, and who wants it? They finally pick it up here with Liam Steele, the outside centre for the Free Jacks. Poland keeps it with his forwards. There's Ty Glida, marshals his troops to the right-hand side. The ball's been knocked on, and
He ripped it legally.
while it goes down, we're going to go field side again to hear from Danny Wexelman.
Time out, please.
Down, thank you. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the Free Jacks. So they're focused today on their game. They're not concerned about what New York is doing. They told me that the first 4 days of preseason they spent in the woods in New Hampshire doing team building, personality tests, trying to understand each other, trying to figure out how each other effectively communicates. And it's obviously paying off. They told me that some of the guys from tropical countries had never even seen snow when they went snowshoeing, and they just created adverse environments to find out how the team was going to work together, how they were going to respond to adversity. And Brad Hamopo told me that the team is kind of like licorice all sorts, which I wasn't sure what those were, so he said it's like a fruit salad. Dallin?
Oh, I love that. Great background there, Danny. Appreciate that. And the Free Jacks also chatting to their head coach, Josh Smith. He mentioned that their team mantra is actually kit 1 to 41, which is 40 are the players and the staff, and 41 is the community also. So they're really doing things right there on the East Coast, certainly.
They really are, and it's so impressive to see what impact they've made in rugby all across New England in such a short period of time. Obviously, you bring star players, guys like Hatakeyama in, that gets a lot of headlines and notoriety, but what they're doing at the grassroots level with the young players, and really that's what it's about in USA Rugby, is getting young players involved at earlier and earlier ages. And hats off to the Free Jacks, because that is something they have done in spades all across New England.
Yeah, their coaching staff along with Smith is Kareem Afifi and Tom Kindley, the performance analyst. Exciting times as well in the broadcast world as well. The New England Sports Network airing 9 of their regular season matches. This is one of them as well. So welcome to our viewers wherever you're tuning in. We know we've got a ton of international viewers as well on Facebook Live. I'm Dallin Stanford with Kip McConaughey, and it's 22-7. A surprise lead here from New York. The Free Jacks lead the Roosters, and they look to get out of their zone here. You may ask what a Free Jack is. We'll tease you with that for a bit. We'll get the answer in just a few moments. We'll also reveal what a Gilgroni is. That's the Austin franchise who changed their name, much to the debate of social media. The ball pops out the side, and out the tunnel, reset.
Free Jacks still a man down, waiting for their captain, Josh Larson. He was sitting to the bin just about 10 minutes ago, hoping to get his services back quickly as that one pops out the side.
Time off. It's coming off. Sub for number 3.
Looking to take a Paddy Ryan, the man from Cork, Ireland, in Chicago. U.S. national team man was training with them this summer in Colorado Springs. Out training staff will take a look, and hopefully he'll be able to return, because that would be a massive loss for Rooney, part of that very veteran front row for the Roosters.
Is he on?
Well, they've got to get on. Jonas Petrokopoulos, 21-year-old from Amsterdam in the Netherlands. Signed with Rooney just 15 days ago. What a story. The youngest athlete to sign with the Roosters. And he's on the field now because of this.
It's impressive the young talent they brought in, including a man in the reserve bench, Julio Cesar, the first Colombian to ever be signed in MLR. May see him as this match progresses.
Major League Rugby breaking ground in different fields. Free Jacks, first 4 games on the road. Their first home match, match 14th against the SaberCats at Union Point Stadium in Boston. They'll love to get back home after this. A massive kick downfield. Nothing Foden could do with that.
Nothing at all. A beautiful kick right there. Distance, accuracy, everything you could want. A wonderful switch of field.
We spoke about games on the road. Well, Rooney actually have to go 1 more week. 5 away matches. They start off. And there's a look at our yellow card offender. Larson will be on the field momentarily. Their first home game, March 15th against Seattle Seawolves. So get out to that as Bastero goes for a run. First touch for him, but they're 2 big defenders waiting. One is Wakanabau. Again, another short line. Good running angle there from Will Leonard, the 24-year-old from Limerick. New York get a few phases going, and then upended there was Marsh.
You just lifted him. Dangerous tackle.
Dangerous tackle. The tap and go quickly. Marcus Welsh wants to get on with things. Leonard again, second time. To the left they go with Foden, and Cassidy bursts through one. Roosters looking for quick ball. It's not coming. So another penalty.
Great run there from Cassidy. That's the physicality that the Big Lock is known for. A New England native out of Rutland, Vermont.
Just been back.
Up into the final stages, the tank of Toulon, Bastero, and it takes 2. I don't know that any one man could bring him down. Free Jacks wisely had 2 there to stop his run before he could get ahead of steam.
And it was the 2 men from Fiji as well, Tawai and Wakanabau, that stood up to the task as Brighouse looks to get some attention. Big frame of Donald Brighouse, 4 caps for Samoa.
Foden set to send this one into touch, getting to the latter stages here of the first half. Roosters would like nothing more than to find the in-goal area once again, cut this deficit before they head to the sheds.
Dylan Fawcett, ready to rumble. Played in Japan at the Rugby World Cup in 2019. Goes high with Breakley, his World Cup teammate.
One away.
The rolling maul. Oh, they're so good at this. Technically so tough to orchestrate. But not a problem here for the Roosters, as again they're looking for the try line.
Play advantage.
Advantage for Marcus Welsh and Rugby United New York. This is where the Free Jacks conceded a yellow card.
And so far, the set piece to the driving maul, that has been the key offense for Rudy thus far. Do a great job in the set pieces, something they focus so much on. And again, New England inside their own 22. The errors from the Free Jacks. And Fawcett heads back over.
Yeah.
This is going to be difficult to defend. Again, ball coming, Denise. And now Fawcett at the back. This is where he scored most of his tries last year. Top try scorer with 13, and they hammer for the line. New England desperate to stop the Roosters. Bodies piled everywhere. That one's not coming out. Oh, and it's a turnover for New England. Applause for their forward pack.
What a turn that is. Able to get the turnover, and applause indeed for the forward pack. The big men up front for the Free Jacks. Great work, Fawcett, looking for his first try of the year. This is where he is at his best. And the Free Jacks able to jackal it away just shy of the try line.
Back to the full complement of 15 players with Josh Larson on the field, former Austin elite player. Still have to get out of here. 4 minutes to go in the first half. 22-7 the score. First weekend of the 2020 Major League Rugby season. We'll be back here again next week. Make sure you catch all those games, February 8th and 9th. 8 teams coming down here for Valentine's Day weekend.
What a weekend that's going to be. Amazing action all weekend long.
Stay with the rest of the line, please. Bind. Let's go, dude. Set.
John, Poland.
Set.
Scrum is stable. They pick it at the back. Looking for a short line. Spinning through nicely there. Sam Beard.
Yeah, right here.
Exit strategy for leader.
Use it.
Told to use it now.
Yeah.
Leader waits, but the box kick comes instead from Poland. Drives this one into touch. Again, it's stunning defensive play here from the New England team.
To steal that ball away. Looked for all the world that Rooney was going to be in for the try. Stolen away just shy of the try line, and the youngster from Ballynor in County Cork sends that one to the other end. Nothing Foden could do.
Yeah, get him in.
The Butcher. Accurate again at set piece. Little dummy thrown as the scrum off goes for a little dart, does Walsh. In to help out was Connor Wallace-Sims, and Bastero again met with a heavy contact. It's the man, Ulia Dewey, that is his number so far. Foden to Connor Wallace-Sims. Oh, a beautiful step from Wallace-Sims. Evades a couple of would-be tacklers. Looking slightly disjointed though at times here, the New York offense. So they finally go to the air up there from Marsh.
It's fine. It's
The wind brings it back. Stays with Marsh again. Tremendous skill from the Flav. He flicks it up superbly
No, no, no.
to the halfway
All
line.
the way back first.
The Roosters back on attack as Foden chips over the top. There's a bit of space. Oh, Foden comes flying up. Can't get it back as leader has it for the New England side. But he's on the ground. Penalty.
Leader not releasing. What a turn that was. Fode's able to send that one down. Almost got back on it himself. And you see the bounce, the tricky bounce we've seen all match long. Not releasing the ball. There's the reaction from the Roosters. Can they find points before the halftime whistle?
He was coming, a rolling maul. Foden kicks for the corner.
They scored their lone try with a rolling maul. Almost had another, would have had it not been stolen away, just inches short of the line by New England.
Again to the front, Fawcett. Referee Asmus says use it as the clock has less than a minute left in the first half. Time for the Roosters as Dewey comes in and spots Nate Brakely. And again they stop them all and get the turnover, jumping for joy. It's Wakanabao, the wing comes flying in, the rest of the backs in, and that's culture right there from the New England side.
Another turnover forced, and big Brad Hamopo comes up with it. He has been outstanding, the 24-year-old New Zealander. The man, the former Canterbury University star, he has put his stamp on this match. Able to get hands to it. The reaction, and it is reason to celebrate for the Free Jacks. Trevor Cassidy down, being attended to by the training staff. Cassidy,
We have a sub coming.
big 32-year-old second rower.
Yeah, he doesn't look good on the side there. They get the tension going as well. Cassidy gets attention. We had some jersey changes as well we didn't know about. So Will Burke's actually wearing 17, so he's the man from Buffalo, New York. He's on the field, in fact. It's not Jonas Petrokopoulos. He'll have to wait just a little while longer to make his debut for the New York franchise. But 22 points to 7 was absolutely massive as we see Julio Cesar onto the field. That's the Colombian under-18 player you mentioned.
The youngster, Julio Cesar Giraldo, goes by Julio Cesar, the first Colombian ever to sign for Major League Rugby's side. The new addition. There Davis, the youngster now coming to join the fray.
So final moment in the first half here at Sanborn Stadium in Las Vegas. It's 3 tries to 1 that the New England Free Jacks lead Rugby United New York. Poland with a feed. They Pro 14 for Munster. All at the back there for Mopo, one of the try scorers. They get the penalty.
Mopo again in the mix, and right now you look at the difference in the two teams. New England, they're flying high, everyone there, high fives, the support from all 15 on the pitch. And I'd say Roosters a bit shell-shocked right now. They conceded those 15 points early on. Since then, it's been 7 apiece, but the hot start has put New England ahead.
Big kick into touch from Tigleader. The ball goes all the way into the stands. Still a moment left here in the first half. They get the line out as well.
Atakiyama, a few words over to McNulty.
Great ball for the Free Jacks to attack with. Again, bustling through there. There's the live wire flanker, Dewey. Looking for that steal though. Excellent work from Marcus Walsh. Ball ripped again. Still there. Wakanabau puts the kick through, charged down by Denise. This one bumbles into touch. And that will bring the close to the first 40 minutes of our match here in week 1 of Major League Rugby 2020. Time for a short break, and we'll return with comments and analysis. It's an amazing 22 points to 7 lead for the New England. Only 1 score for Rugby United New York. Dominating first half from the men, from the Free Jacks. We're going to go down to field side to Danny Wexelman with Josh Smith.
All right, I've got Free Jacks head coach Josh Smith. Coach, 15 points in 15 minutes. How much fun are your guys having?
Yeah, it's a blast. It's good getting out of the snow and getting out here in the wonderful elements with the wind here. A couple great bounces for us. We'll take it. Second half's going to probably be a bit of a different story with the wind flipping around.
Yeah, as you're going into half, what are the adjustments you look to make to carry that momentum?
Yeah, the forwards gave us a great finish to that half, and we're really going to lean on them second half to put this thing away.
Coach, thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Dallin?
Half-time is 22-7. New England lead New York. Time for a short break. We're back with more from Sanborn Stadium in Las Vegas.
I think the training environment is what separates this place more than anything else. I think that there's like a team environment with a personalized training effect. So I think that's the problem with a lot of other places. It's one or the other. It's, we're all together in this class, but there's no specificity with each person, or it's only personal training, which really there's just no camaraderie. So this facility, the way we set it up, we try to get that team environment, that group camaraderie, along with a personalized, tailored program for your needs and your goals.
Culture is just a massive thing here. From person to person, we'll have a 30-year-old athlete who's crushing a 300-pound deadlift right next to a 45-year-old woman who's just doing walking lunges, and the cohesiveness between the two people really ties the whole gym together.
Rugby fans, rugby is everywhere. The giant is awakening, and Rugby Wrap-Up is there with the alarm clock. Rugby Wrap-Up, global rugby coverage, sometimes with a wink. Weekly studio shows, daily website content, breaking news, evolving stories, the biggest names in the game on camera, all over social media. Pundits from all corners of the planet, local, global, professional, amateur, female, and male. Find it all on rugbywrapup.com.
Today's match is brought to you by LaSalle University, Harpoon, Summers Pub, it's New England that lead New York 22-7. Let's go sideline. Danny's with the new commissioner for Major League Rugby.
Thank you, guys. I do have George Killebrew here with me, new commissioner for Major League Rugby. George, Vegas, it fits you well?
It does. I mean, this is a really cool opportunity to have our first match here in Vegas. And then, of course, next week we'll have 4 more matches right here at Sam Boyd Stadium. So, yeah, it's awesome.
There are so many exciting changes to this season, including the broadcasts, and that means there are a lot more eyes on us, which is exciting. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure. You know, last year we had 17 matches on CBS Sports Network and the finals on CBS in prime time. We pretty much doubled that offering. So now we have the CBS partnership, which has been great, but we've also added Fox Sports 2 and ESPN News to that. So we've literally doubled on national telecasts, which is great.
And not only that, but the teams as well. The league continues to grow. We're seeing one of the newest teams here today in the Free Jacks putting on a show already. I'm sure they're excited to come out with a swing, but the league continues to grow.
It does. It's great. I mean, we're obviously here with 12 teams this year. We have 2 new teams coming on next year in Dallas and in Los Angeles, and about 6 different cities talking to us about 2022. And it's really a great time, you know, to be in rugby, and cities are seeing how important it can be. And so we'll see what happens down the road, but we're definitely on a growth spurt.
What are you most excited about in your new role and the impact you look to have on the league?
You know, I just think, you know, the commercialization of the sport and the marketing and ticket sales and things like that are things that we're starting to focus in on. And we want crowds to sell out our stadiums, and we want sponsors to jump on board, and we want broadcast partnerships that are robust like the ones we have, and game presentation, all sorts of kind of off the field stuff are really my focus.
And I know you mentioned earlier, but we should do it again. Valentine's weekend next weekend is the big weekend for rugby. What can fans look forward to?
Well, I think it's great to come out to Vegas. First of all, there's going to be 4 matches. You can stay all day, watch 4 matches, and it's Vegas. So, you know, great food, great hotels, great fun at night. So I think it's a great way to kick off the season. I hope this becomes a tradition for us.
George, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Dallin, back to you.
Thanks, Danny. 22-7 to score after 40 minutes so far. A lot more after the break. Stay with us here. We're in Las Vegas.
I think the training environment is what separates this place more than anything else. I think that there's like a team environment with a personalized training effect. So I think that's the problem with a lot of other places. It's one or the other. It's, we're all together in this class, but there is no specificity with each person, or it's only personal training, which really there's just no camaraderie. So this facility, the way we set it up, we try to get that team environment, that group camaraderie, along with a personalized, tailored program for your needs and your goals.
Culture is just a massive thing here, from person to person. You know, we'll have a 30-year-old athlete who's crushing a 300-pound deadlift right next to a 45-year-old woman who's just doing walking lunges, and the cohesiveness between the 2 people really ties the whole gym together.
Rugby fans, rugby is everywhere. The giant is awakening, and Rugby Wrap-Up is there with the alarm clock. Rugby Wrap-Up, global rugby coverage, sometimes with a wink. Weekly studio shows, daily website content, breaking news, evolving stories, the biggest names in the game on camera, all over social media. Pundits from all corners of the planet, local, global, professional, amateur, female, and male. Find it all on rugbywrapup.com.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Motion, HSS, and Vermont Flannel. 22 points to 7 the score. It's the New England Free Jacks that lead Rugby United New York. And Kit, I will say, a surprise so far in this game. Its conditions have been tricky, but the New England side really have capitalized.
Oh, and you're exactly right. And the real difference in this match is the first 15 minutes. New England came out on the front foot, put 15 points on the board. They had the early try, the try that bounced off the crossboard. Hamopo was there, able to dot it down. But had it not been for that first 15 minutes, it's 7-all after that, a try from each side.
Well, let's take a look at some of those highlights. They were special indeed. 3 tries for the New England side, and this is how they started.
Wilson able to get underway. The initial try, the first try score ever for the New England Free Jacks. Dots that one down, does the Aussie. And it was 5-0, unable to get the conversion. And then we mentioned it, the big booming kick. Foden lets it bounce off the crossbar. You will never see this anywhere except in Las Vegas. Brad Hamopo on the spot, dots it down. The conversion successful. It was 12-0 for the Free Jacks. Able to put it through. Tie leader. The penalty goal added to it. And then the Roosters started to come back. Big Sumption, Kyle Sumption across. Found that extra little bit. It was 15-7. Another opportunity, ball stolen away. For the final try of the half, it would go to the Free Jacks, and what a job. Waka somehow able to hold on to that one. Podine Waka with the final try of the half.
Take a look at the players that will have an impact here in the second half. Some have already seen action time. Who are we looking out for here, Kit?
We've already seen, as you mentioned, Julio Cesar, the youngster wearing number 20. He's come on for Rugby United.
Second half, here we go in Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas. And it's New England Free Jacks that receive this one. They kick it back to the men in white from New York. 22 points to 7 the score, and how many points is that win going to be worth? If you're just joining us, I'm Dallin Stanford, joined alongside by Kip McConaughey for this one.
Now, an interesting you mentioned that, because that's exactly what Free Jacks head coach Josh Smith had to say with Danny at halftime. They had the wind at their back, did the Free Jacks. Now they'll be playing into it in the second half. How does that affect the match?
Fawcett to Butcher. Unable to get his target there. The ball comes down here to Jackson Phoebus. Man who loves Buffaloes from Portland, Oregon. They keep it to the short side. And Mopo, try scorer from the first half. Big, powerful number 8. They need to go in and help out here. Good work from Denise. Free Jacks with their big forwards with Brighouse, the 20-year-old.
Good turnover, knock on from the lineout.
First knock on though from the lineout was from New York.
Sorry. Yeah, it was knock on over.
Butcher wants a few words of clarification from our referee, Chris Asmus, the Canadian.
Yeah, it's on. It's a move. No. Yeah, I was playing from the vantage from the... Yeah, from the lineout. No advantage.
Butcher a bit perplexed there. No advantage. He wonders why, and that is not a look you want to get from number 2 in white.
No, it looked like he's going to eat a touch judge for dinner later. They have to reset things here. It's the Battle of the East Coast. And a warm welcome to our viewers tuning in from around the world and those supporting the local sides as well. Hennessy's Pub is going wild in New England, and the Pig and Whistle in New York City. The watch parties, the official ones for these two sides.
It's been a busy weekend with the Six Nations yesterday, Major League Rugby today. A lot of people camping out at the Pig and Whistle.
Well, this season too, 96 regular season games, 5 playoff matches for a total of 101 fixtures. 12 teams in the league. East Coast has 6, West Coast has 6. Of course, it's going to be wonderful when we finally get to the playoffs. We have East Coast champion versus the West Coast champion.
This is exactly what the league needed. You get a home and away series, you play each side, you get the home match, and then you get the road match. Now that we have the Eastern and Western Conference, the additions of the side in the nation's capital, along with the Free Jacks and down in Atlanta.
So the New England Free Jacks, make sure to go to freejacks.com to keep up to date with that side. They'll play the Utah Warriors next week here at Sam Boyd Stadium, and their scrum has been excellent so far in this game, and they get a penalty as well.
And I must say, I thought there was going to be an advantage coming into this match for the scrum for Rooney, because we mentioned the veteran. The starters there, you look at Fawcett, Patty Ryan, Anthony Perry, 40-plus caps among them together for Rooney. But the scrum is really, thus far, it's been in favor of New England. Credit to the men up front. They've done a fantastic job, Brickhouse, McNulty, and Hatakeyama.
They really have, and an excellent job too with a kick for the touchline from Ty Leader. Puts his side down there. They're a side representing the 6 New England states. Alex Magleby is the CEO at the Free Jacks. Wonderful to have them join the French Major League Rugby competition in 2020 for this franchise. McNulty, 23-year-old, goes to the front, secure possession. Ball down for Hemopo as they look to drive it forward. Fawcett trying to pinch this one there from John Poland, and he does well.
It's off the ground.
He does indeed. The Butcher able to carve it out of the hands of the Free Jack. Larson pleads his case, the captain.
Let's not paint it.
To no avail. Rare does anything going to happen as Fawcett comes in, wants a word, but a great job. And he's so good at the breakdown, great in that situation. Able to get it back for the Roosters.
Roosters looking to get out of the end zone here. Speaking to their head coach, Greg McWilliams, he said Ben Foden has been instrumental in their side, helping the youngsters, a true pro. They've done a lot of work in the community as well, spreading the game to different schools, and a lot of the players have stood up as well. Lovely to see from the men from the Big Apple. Oh, there's nowhere to go though. Crunch into the corner. It stays there with Carl Sumption. Did superbly not to go out. Looking for the box kick out here from Marcus Walsh. Walsh, man who has a phobia of flour on the outside of bread. That's going to drift into the stands.
Walsh able to relieve the pressure in that situation. He mentioned the job that both of these sides have done in their respective communities, growing the game at the grassroots level. So impressive, particularly for New England, because they're doing it all across that 6-state area. And they've gone all the way from the top of Maine down through Massachusetts, Connecticut, expanding their brand.
Well, now at the back, yeah. Hatakeyama, former Newcastle Falcon in Premiership Rugby. Here they go to the midfield now. Continuity solid here from the Free Jacks.
He's moved out of the way.
Complaining there is John Poland, of course.
Yeah.
That's what you'll see from scrum offs all day long. They put it to the boot. The ball sits down. Foden comes in.
Not going to touch.
Fantastic idea. Great ball through. Foden unable to secure it. Knocks it on into touch. But I really like the way New England has come out on the front foot here in the second half. Much of what we saw in the first half, they're duplicating it here in the second. You see the ball put through. Leader, little stab kick.
Who's clearly done it.
Foden unable to secure it.
Yeah.
The conditions have played a factor, both the wind and the turf surface.
It's not a penalty, it's just slowing down their own ball. That makes sense?
Getting a word there from Chris Asmus. Well, thoughts also go out to Greg McWilliams, the head coach. We wish his wife Sarah well. She was diagnosed with breast cancer last Thursday. She's been sick for some time, so she'll be watching in Connecticut. A shout out to you, Sarah. Stay strong. You have all our support. We know they have 2 twins, Archie and Lana Rose. 18 months old, they'll be watching as well, seeing how their dad's team goes.
Well, the good news is with the community and the support that she has, there are a lot of people pulling for her. Not just for that side, but across the rugby community and the rugby world, how tight-knit it is.
Really is. I got a chance to spend a bit of time with Greg in Japan at the Rugby World Cup. He was there with the US Eagles, one of their coaching staff members. Just such a great guy. Such a mind for the game as well. And he's got Marty Veal joining him as well.
Same thing.
Another warhorse and veteran from the East Coast. So back to the action. It's 22-7. No points scored in the first stanza here in the second half. Sam Boyd Stadium gets ready to light it up as New England look for their bonus point. Ball at the back there with Brad Hemopo. And now behind the back beautifully to leader. Ball stripped free though. Connor Wallace-Sims. Excellent tackle and pinch from the winger. Downtown goes Cahill Marsh. And look at this ball. Could go all the way. And safe play there from Waka. It goes out the back.
Heads up play from Bodine Waka, previous try scorer. And what a job from Wallace Sims, able to steal this one away. Just rips it out of the hands of the first try scorer, Mitch Wilson. Wallace Sims has made his mark there on the wing the last season with the Roosters. Great work defensively.
Yeah, Connor Wallace-Sims, the current model. Him and Ben Foden have been on the shoots left, right, and center. But that time he targeted the ball superbly. Not letting his face get in the way there. Connor Wallace-Sims, a man from Canterbury in England. Wonderful talent. He's represented the US Sevens, Davenport, Canterbury RFC, Old Blue of New York, and the Northeast Sevens Academy, as well as Tiger Rugby.
Surprised they're the ones doing the modeling instead of the professional model and Matt Workin.
Well, that's right. I read that in his bio. He's the professional model, but these two, I suppose, you can call them part-time models. There's that little break down the French. Beautiful ball. Gets it away to Waka. Excellent run there from Poland, proving his worth in the number 9 jumper. Inside the 22 again. Surge the Free Jacks. Brighouse into support. They keep it tight. Striffler. Shout out to his dad, Mitch, who's watching, following his son's progress. Again, the back ball, they come. Kicked over the top. That was advantage. There's no one even chasing that kick. They'll come back for the penalty.
Looking to cross kick, trying to find the hands. Walking about, but just unable to keep it in. It hung up in the air. It's been difficult. A few cross kick attempts because of the conditions and the wind.
And then they elect for the scrum.
Electing for the scrum in the situation. Just 10 minutes into the second half. Neither side have been able to find points thus far in half number 2.
Last time you two.
10 minutes gone in the second half. Big moment here. Scrum time for the New England team.
Anybody there? Is there anybody hearing me on camera 3? No? Okay.
Sniping
there.
run earlier from John Poland. Played rugby since he was 5 years old, and Sunday as well, when his father has been a player and coach. He awaits now. Hemopo drives the scrum forward, but it pops up. Asmus says, let's go again.
You can't say enough about Big Brad Hemopo, the Kiwi. Thus far, he has been the man of the match, in my opinion. He's been all over the pitch for the Free Jacks, an engine doing everything necessary.
Then people won't stand.
Another scrum coming. And shows off the nifty footwork as well. He may have had a career on the football pitch.
Nice little skills. Well, all the talk of male modeling has got him putting his hand up with the soccer tricks as well. So the Free Jacks reset this. And then from New England, specifically Boston. Hemopo gets it quickly away. Again, it's a couple of decoy runners as Waka gets it away. Foden got in the way. Try to get it out to Wakanabao. And it's going to be a yellow card, unfortunately. Ben Foden
Risk reward.
will go and sit on the side for 10.
You heard our referee, Chris Asmus, saying risk reward. And that was exactly what it was, that Foden knew what he was doing. He sees yellow, and this is the first yellow card issued to the Roosters. So a big turn here. New England, they were down for 10 minutes in the first half. Larson in the bin, and now the Roosters return the favor.
A massive moment indeed. And while we have a break, let's go sideline to Danny Wexelman.
You guys have mentioned Brad Hemopo a couple of times, so I wanted to tell you, not only is he impressive on the field, but off the field as well. He was contracted by NASA, that's right, NASA, in 2018 as an expedition specialist. So he educates astronauts on a lot of different things like personal development. He works with astronauts, robots, rockets, and by the way, he also teaches 4 to 18-year-olds. And he's told me he wants to create global citizens, helping them to become better people. And when I talked to him yesterday, he's like, listen, I don't really like to talk about myself, but I said, listen, who inspires you? Who's the person who makes you want to be a better person? He said, it's me, it's myself. Dallin?
Oh, Danny, that's awesome. Wow, great inside tips there from Danny. And, well, he's gone up even more notches in our book, if you can even have that. Brad Hemopo, as you take a look there, though, the bad boy there, Ben Foden, sitting there for 10 minutes. But Hemopo, wow, he can do it all. I know he even danced for charity to raise money for the folks back home, and the guy can do everything.
I'm looking forward to the forthcoming book, the podcast. What else can he do?
Well, here's a look there. That was how the collision happened, of course, going a bit too high.
Leader absolutely crunched up above the shoulders.
So they'll reshuffle the backline slightly, will New England, but they're still the driving seat here, 22-7. Attacking scrum, of course, Rugby United New York down to 14. There was Josh Larson that was in the bin for the New England side in the first half. And Petrie, long-time veteran, local legend, an international star as well, takes the field.
Peaches out on the field, the 35-year-old from Brooklyn, Xavier High School product. Four-time All-American at Penn State, long-time New York rugby legend out on the pitch.
An author as well, children's book, R is for Rugby. Just a wonderful personality. Still can't understand him with that Brooklyn accent of his, but here they go, advantage. And scrum went through the 90.
The Frenchman, Timothy Guillemot, joining them. Apparently he will be out on the pitch as well, now coming on for the Free Jacks. Scrum wheeling around.
I just need to see he's not going in, okay? Same thing.
Back to the scrum for New England.
Everything's good.
Trying to find the first points of the second half. Good opportunity. Well inside the 22.
Bind!
So here they go. Hemopo, man from NASA, provides stability on the left-hand flank. Ball over the top, huge ball thrown there from Beard, and now to this Waka. Waka slips through, Waka goes around the outside. Waka is in. Genius from the New England Free Jacks. And that's a bonus point in style.
In style indeed, Waka, but give all credit to Mitch Wilson. A beautiful ball outside. Wilson, fantastic work. Drew the man in, found Waka. Beautiful ball to him as we take another look. Skips one outside to Wilson, able to get through. All the focus from Chris Mattina on Wilson, and Waka across his second try of the match. First points of the second half. Fantastic from Wilson to Waka. 2 for 2 for the man from New Zealand.
Now look to convert his own try as well.
And win.
With the knock there to Ty Glida, the first choice kicker. Waka played recently with the Manly side on the Shoot Shield in Australia. And now plying his trade here in the United States.
Part of that Chiefs development side was with the Hurricanes in the preseason. Very glad to be stateside. Happy to have him in New England.
Although the tape work on his knees, down to his ankles, much to be desired as Waka strikes it. Tees it up at the wind to the left-hand side. 27 points to 7. 20-point buffer here for the New England Free Jacks.
They came out in the first half, 15 points in the first 15 minutes. They've scored first here in the second half, their largest lead of the match.
Here's their way back here for Rugby United New York. Cahill Marsh restarts. Or Hammered short there through Mitch Wilson. Truck manager for 100 got junk. Exit strategy comes down. There's no Foden, so Connor Wallace-Sims slips in. Marsh is there. Fawcett just lurking left-hand side. Did well to get back to the hooker. Busts through a few tackles, does the fly-off. Former Ireland under-20 player. Now they keep it with Workin. Matt Workin, huge ice hockey fan, as Wallace-Sims tries to step back in, gets the cold shoulder there. Zach Striffler. With Nola Gold last couple of years, made a staggering 232 tackles last year, 4th all-time in Major League Rugby. They try to bust over through here with James Denise. Petrie had around the base, so it's slow ball there for Sumption, who looks to pick and drive himself. 5 caps in 2014 for the US Eagles. Pushed a player aside, and penalty goes the other way.
18's come straight off his feet.
Back on his feet, pulling the youngster, the 22-year-old, the scrum half, trying to catch his breath, had the wind knocked out of him. Speaking of the wind, it is kicking up here, really in the face of New England, but so far that hasn't affected them. Guillemot, as good as anyone off the boot, the Frenchman. Former Austin elite man, now the Austin Gilgronis. They will begin things this evening, I believe.
They certainly will. A lot of matches, of course, happening today, and some as we currently speak in action. We had Rugby ATL against the Utah Warriors, San Diego Legion against the Seattle Seawolves, and the Gilgronis against the Arrows, as you mentioned. Gilgroni, a soon-to-be Texas-sized cocktail. We've got to try a few of those to let you know what is going on with that as they break around the fringes. A massive battering around the offload as well. Superb. Sam Beard gets involved there. Well, Cannibal is the one that came with that short angle. A dangerous line as they go through Sean McNulty. New England, the most creative side so far in this game. They've got 4 tries already. They put it through with Guillemot. Not picked up, though.
The idea was there. It was a brilliant thought. Guillemot tried to send it through to who else but Podine Waka, who's been outstanding. Look at the run here. Powerful from Bosana Joaquin about the Fijian, leaving bodies in his wake.
Well, one body in particular, that was Cahill Marsh. He's buried 6 feet under with that hit. Brave player to get back up. Look to kick it up from the own end zone here as Basterau comes in. Big buster with Petrie. Box kick. Keeps it in the field of play. Counter-attack for New England with Waka. Bodine Waka, a couple of big jump steps. Good scrag to bring him down from Brakely. And the penalty. Peaches wants possession.
Petrie trying to move quickly. You mentioned Big Basta, Mathieu Basterot. So far, just a handful of touches. Hasn't been able to make an impact in this match at all.
Yeah, certainly. These sides, though, they'll be in Vegas for the next week as well. Coming up, a massive weekend with 8 teams here on February 14th and 15th. In fact, it's 15th and 16th. It's New England against the Warriors. Gilgronis will take on Rugby United New York. And then it's the Sabercats against the Toronto Arrows. And the Colorado Raptors against the San Diego Legion. That happens on February 16th. All the details go to majorleague.rugby/Vegas. And we'll see you there. Hemopo has been subbed with 20 to go. Stand-up performance from the number 8.
What a match it has been from Brad Hemopo. Outstanding work from the Kiwi.
In, please.
So Jonas Petrokopoulos is on the field. He's wearing 18. Little jersey switch there, the 21-year-old. This is the front of the lineup. This one is knocked towards the free jack. So knock on here. Looking to range up here is Wakanabau. Kawasa Wakanabau, the second oldest of 4 siblings, played with Fiji under 20. East side, though, they'll just take the knock on and reset the scrum.
We're outside.
Connor Kendrigan, the former Connacht Rugby and Ireland U20s man, coming on, taking the spot of Hemopo.
Go.
New York. Coming off number 13. Switch guard.
Please.
So 27-7, time for a quick break. We're going to be back soon here at Sam Boyd Stadium. It's the New England side that have a 20-point buffer in week 1 of Major League Rugby.
I think the training environment is what separates this place more than anything else. I think that a little bit of, there's like a team environment with a personalized training effect. So I think that's the problem with a lot of other places. It's one or the other. It's, we're all together in this class, but there's no specificity with each person, or it's only personal training, which really there's just no camaraderie. So this facility, the way we set it up, we try to get that team environment, that group camaraderie, along with a personalized, tailored program for your needs and your goals.
Culture is just a massive thing here. From person to person, we'll have a 30-year-old athlete who's crushing a 300-pound deadlift right next to a 45-year-old woman who's just doing walking lunges, and the cohesiveness between the two people really ties the whole gym together.
New England 27, New York 7. Let's go field side now to Danny. What you got for us there?
Thanks, guys. Earlier you mentioned the Free Jacks motto, light the way, and I kind of wanted to hit on that a little bit more because they are clearly lighting the way. Not only does that mean on the pitch, but that also means in the community. As you mentioned, that's an extremely important part of their game, but light the way, 1 through 41, the Free Jacks are clearly doing a great job of that right now.
Danny, you're so right about that. They get a penalty as well. They're going to come back here. Wasn't on the mark. They certainly lit it up on the field as well. The New England Free Jacks under Josh Smith will be very proud so far of the 60 minutes they've put in. This New York side, a team that was semi-finalists last year, very dangerous.
They lost by 2 to San Diego in the semifinals, 24-22, a very close match. But right now, Free Jacks, you mentioned Josh Smith, his assistant Kareem Afifi, they have to be thrilled. They have come up with a fantastic game plan. It's one thing to have the game plan, to execute it as well as the Free Jacks have, it's something else.
That's right, a Free Jack is a reference to the freedom earned from the UK's Union Jack. We said we'll reveal that. It also has implications on and off the field. And it also refers to the community that we just mentioned, that they hope to flourish in this new launch. Free Jacks paving the way for young players like this, and they rumble through. Dewey at scrum time, creating havoc as they look to go wide. Waka in support. Wilson on the outside. Mitch Wilson streaks down. Matina brings him. Didn't release him. Penalty to New England. They look to take it wide. And they've combined superbly with their forwards and backs.
They have indeed. Chris Matina, possibly a try-saving tackle for the man from the Upper East Side. Beautiful work here going through. Dewey started things out, the power, and then out to the speed of Waka. He's able to find Wilson. Last time it was Wilson to Waka on the try. This time looking to return the favor. Mentioned the combination between the forwards and the backs, getting the ball out wide quickly, and there's another change in the front row for the Free Jacks as Brickhouse comes off, giving way to Simon Cocu, the Frenchman, another former Austin elite player. Now the Austin Gilgronis. I don't think I'll get that name right until I try Gilgroni.
We'll have to update the public on that a bit later. Ball at the front though. Looks for his...
Stay out.
Petrie wants it, but Denise breaks away, but flicks it up. Still available for his forward pack as they go to the ground there with Workin. And now shifting it across field. Haven't seen much here of the back line. Chris Matina. Played here in Las Vegas, won with the US Eagles in the 7s. This, of course, was hosted here for a decade, now moved to Los Angeles. There's Connor Wallace-Sims, another international in the short format of the game. Cross kick here from Marsh. How does it sit up? Just one bounce into touch.
Trying to get that one to sit up again. The issue there with the turf surface. Connor Wallace-Sims slow to his feet. Shaking it off. Just do everything he can to continue.
Yeah.
Physicality starting to ramp up here in the latter stages.
Sorry, what was that?
Trying to pull McNulty. McNulty, he was on loan last year with Rugby United, but as you heard Danny say in the open, he's not having coffee. He's not There will be no friendly business until after the match finishes.
That's certainly right. Speaking of friendly, there was friendly fire, that the boot that clipped Connor Wallace-Sims there. Hopefully that doesn't affect his modeling later this week. New England, 17 minutes to go in this clash. 4 tries so far for them. Oh, again, the battering ram. Dawai just knocking defenders to the ground. Slow to get up. They've certainly brought the heat. Hatakeyama in there as well. Petrie has the steal. He puts a box kick over the top, and that one's gone directly into touch, so an error on the turnover.
Peach unable to find the spot. Couldn't hit that one. Instead, turns it over. Remember, Rugby United with the wind at their back here in the second half, but they haven't utilized it nearly as well as New England did in the first.
That's the thing. New England got lucky with one of their tries. Here's another look at the bump. Wow, so many for the big frame of Naulia Dawai.
32-year-old Fijian leaving a mark.
Good little step there. They keep it away. There's John Poland. Very impressive so far in his opening game here. Former University College Cork Sports Star Award winner. Just over the halfway line. And the Free Jacks. Again, they come to the midfield to the big frame of Dawai. Moved to New Zealand in 2011. Playing for Southland. To Waka with a dummy. Beautiful stuff from Bodine Waka. Chips it for himself. It sits up. It's still going. Flicked in field. It's Champagne Rugby from the Free Jacks. Diving in is Liam Steele. And they'll be celebrating that one in the Cheers Bar in Boston.
Liam Steele, the former Bay of Plenty man, the Kiwi, dots it down, but give credit to his countryman, Bodine Waka. Absolutely fantastic, as he has been all match long. Out from Guillemot, able to break through, fantastic line break, over to himself, can't get to it, ends up in the hands of Beard. It is one Kiwi to another, on to a third, the try from Steele, and that may well seal the deal.
Well, Steele voted Bachelor of the Year in 2015 in New Zealand, and he's lighting it up here at Sam Boyd Stadium. Waka in picture, the creator. He dummied a ghost on the right-hand side and then just slipped his way through. 5 tries for this New England side, putting a real marker in Major League Rugby 2020.
What a welcome party this is, the Free Jacks. Wasting no time, their opener in Major League Rugby, and they are making a statement again. Able to find Beard, the offload, Steele with his first try for New England.
All the support runners were there within short, small space. 6 players could have lined up to score that. And look at the joy and delight from the New England Free Jacks. 34 points to 7, under 15 to go. Waka to Mitchell. This one forced into touch.
Leonard there and Kokul exchanging pleasantries, and I must say, not what I expected from New England. I knew they were going to be a good side, but thought there would be an advantage for Rugby United having been in the competition last year. But I think the Free Jacks putting the rest of the league on notice. They are here to make a statement. They're going to try to hoist that shield in year 1.
Well, the rematch between these two sides will be May 1st at MCU Park, Coney Island in the Big Apple.
Stand there. And I would say they're taking a page out of what we saw from Toronto last year. Toronto, a first-year franchise, they did a great job, flew under the radar a little bit, but they got better as the year progressed.
Oh, beautiful set-piece move. Petrie involved. He was the first player in that line out, and then they knocked this one on. Will Burke looked up there and not going great there for the New York side. And let's hear again from Danny Wixelman, who's pitch side.
Guys, something yesterday I talked to the Free Jacks about was success. I asked them what would define success for you tomorrow, which is today. And they said the performance over results. And they haven't faced any adversity, obviously, as a team yet. But they wanted to make sure that this 10 days that they're here in Vegas, they took as a bonding opportunity, and more important than just one match. Obviously, though, that it's paying dividends for them right now. And by the way, Ollie Engelhart told me that they surpassed 1,000 season ticket holders, second in the league behind Seattle right now. And obviously that watch party back in Boston, I'm sure, is going wild for their team.
Oh, I bet it's epic. Thank you very much, Danny. At Hennessy's on the East Coast. And their side rampant so far, but I love the work they are doing in the community, and that support is being shown through ticket sales and, of course, fans in attendance as well. This will, of course, a little bit harder because it's in Las Vegas. It's not home to any of these sides. Next weekend, we'll probably see a bit more fans come in there. But, of course, we are looking forward to the first home game at Union Point Stadium in Boston. That's March 14th against the Houston SaberCats.
Boston, one of the best sports cities in the country, and they're used to the success. They've seen it there with the Celtics, obviously with the Patriots, the Bruins as well. And if you're going to be successful in Boston, you have to win. And what a start this is for the Free Jacks, getting the support from the community. And you mentioned all across the 6 states in New England. It was so impressive that they've brought everyone into the fold. I think that's very important for their long-term success.
Attacking ball here for New England. Just that mullet blowing in the wind is just something to behold. They lifted the back there. Great work from Jackson Thebus for New England. High kick. Where does this one go in the wind? Been knocked back, and all the players hadn't retreated, so we're inside the 10-meter radius of the kick.
Foden back on out of the bin. Just over 10 minutes remaining, time of the essence, and I don't know if there's enough time for New York. They've had very little offense, no possession. It's been dominated by New England here in the second half.
It certainly has. And look, speaking of domination, that hairdresser, whoever did that, well, I don't want to say we need to lose that number, but keep the number because that is magical to watch. We'll come back to that later.
I believe the term I would use is majestic. Blowing in the wind. That is something that a trip to Vegas, it is worth just to see that.
New York go to the front, taken there by Sumption, the 30-year-old veteran. They need to get their team back on the board. Petrie marshalling out, and New York have come in here from Connor Kindragan and forced another turnover. It's been the story so far.
Kyle Sakura, the man sporting that beautiful haircut, a local product out of Putnam, Connecticut, Bishop Henderson High School, and a former St. Bonnie's man. Played a bit for Sumner Rugby Football Club in New Zealand, now back home there in his stomping grounds, and that is a haircut that would do any mother proud.
Wow, Kyle Sakura. We've seen Chris Bauman, man out of Texas, played for the US Eagles, instrumental in bringing back the mullet from the 70s and 80s. But here we got Sakura now in Major League Rugby lighting it up. Let's see what he does here in scrum time. Into the last 10 minutes of this game, it's resetting. He's having a bit of word as well. There's Sakura.
The energy has been there all match long for the Free Jacks. Give them credit. They got up early. They have not let up. They've continued, and it's been back and forth. You saw a bit of a spark from Rooney when they were able to find that try, but by and large part, they just haven't had the consistent energy that you need.
It's an historic opening performance in Major League Rugby from the New England Free Jacks as they look to go again through Dawai. Two young children watch on. He had a storming opening performance here so far.
Back.
Free Jacks look to clear their lines, a lot of pressure. They've gone to the air. Matina can't contain. Knocked on two ways.
Off Matina originally. Matina represents this side about as well as anyone can. Mentioned from the Upper East Side out of Xavier High School. A national champion in high school.
We'll wait for him.
Scored the team's first try last year against San Diego. Now Mitch Wilson, his counterpart for the Free Jacks.
Sean McNulty leaves the field. Solid game from a man who was with Rugby United New York, now lighting the way with this New England Free Jack side. Petrie feeds the scrum. Wonderful servant of the game, Mike Petrie. Assumption goes on a run. Good strong carry from the number 8. Couple of fends as well. Petrie's there quickly to go to the right-hand side. Marsh, again they shift it. Leonard, Martina has Foden with him. They go wide. Looking on the outside, but the whistle is gone. Mark O'Keefe on the field.
Better there from Rugby United, getting the ball in the hands of number 8, Sumption. He's put on weight. He looks closer to the man he did when he was back at BYU. Running hard, making meters the hard way is Sumption.
Over here.
Big frame, number 8. 12 kilograms he's picked up. Boom, they go to the short angle. Work it, getting involved. Former Nola Gold player. And a penalty.
Back.
They need to score tries. They go to Sumption. Sumption had around the neck a little bit. Peaches goes for a dive and a jump.
Yeah. Up.
Held up is the call. Petrie, flying eagle style. They'll come back to the 5-meter mark for another penalty, offside play.
Precious seconds coming off the clock. New England content. There you take another look. Petrie left Assumption, couldn't bomb his way across.
Maybe he could. Try award it. Rugby United New York get their second score. It looks to be the big frame of Carl Sumption.
Oh, the big man, the Provo native, and he has something to show for it.
I have 7.
His wife Haley, a former BYU cheerleader, she'll be proud of that for sure.
Double from the big number 8.
Let's get him off. It's open here. Blood's up.
Minute 22 and minute 75. He's just going to get a bit of tension there. I need to hurry things up, does Marsh. He skips back. So 34 points to 12. 4.5 to go.
Sumption, the tap and go, the big man right through Sakira. The leg drive, the short punching run, enough to get over Sumption with the try. His second.
Kick was successful in the end, so still 20 points difference. Long way to go in 4 minutes. And let's go field side to Danny Wexelman.
Thanks, guys. I would like to introduce you to Tammy McQueen, the voice of the Free Jacks. Tammy, I'm so excited to chat with you quickly. Not only has it been women in sports, we've been celebrating that, but you have an incredible role with the Free Jacks. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, really excited to be here, Danny, and looking forward to spending the season with the Free Jacks on the field, behind the scenes with the Free Jacks, and taking it to the fans, really, and creating that engagement and the community as well.
What can the fans expect from you? What kind of content are you going to be bringing them?
This is an historic season for us. We're first match in the MLR today, and the fans are looking forward to community, some fun, a really affordable fun, and looking forward to understanding who the players are, and a really, really solid season.
And Tammy, where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, we're at NE Free Jacks, and I'm local at last, and I'll be behind the scenes on the sidelines throughout the season, and really talking to the fans and looking forward to it.
Tammy, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Dallin.
Thanks, Danny. Great insight there, and it's a brilliant play in the meantime from the New England Free Jacks as they surge for the line, putting phase upon phase. Sakura was helping out there, and Gimmer goes on the outside. Oh, good, quick hands. They picked this one up. He's drifted forward, though. Thought it was fantastic from Wakanabau.
The idea was there, the execution just a bit lacking. That one just in front. There would have been another Free Jacks try for sure. Speaking of women in sports, Rugby United New York doing their part as well. The first female coach in Major League Rugby. Cheers to them. Unifai'i is part of that coaching staff alongside headman Greg McWilliams. Final few minutes here. Assumption trying to get able to get the try, but appears to be too little too late, and we will have another scrum coming for Rooney.
Well, Rooney missing Josh Rochford, but I know that the squad want to wish him and his missus, as they're expecting their first child back in Ireland. So I know they're probably tuning into this broadcast and thinking of you guys that side, all the best. And of course your team is missing you, but again, get your little one first and then join us back here for the next few games this season. It's Petrie to feed.
Stay here.
Minute and a half to go on the clock. Harry Bennett is on the field. Chips over the top, does Bennett. Oh, superb skill. Finds his winger, O'Keefe, but ball and all tackle also.
Brilliant from Mitch Wilson. He was there laying the lumber. The ball found its target. Cross kick on the money. Mitch Wilson was there, able to make the tackle and dislodges the ball into touch. Wilson has had himself a game. Impressive stuff.
Yeah, good.
The man born in Australia. Grew up in Florida, former Life University star.
I'm not the one in my head. That's right.
So New England look to close out this game with head coach Josh Smith doing superbly in this pre-season. Of course, they went to Dartmouth. We mentioned training camp in the woods. They got the culture right. They got the basics right. And they attacked beautiful free-flowing rugby here in Las Vegas. Looking for a short ball. Wakanabau again. This time he's driven backwards. Guillermo providing support at ruck time. Quick hands comes out here to Dewey. Such a solid 80 minutes he's had. Back on the park, they look to come wide again. Mikesell kicks through. Dion Mikesell chases this one. How does it set up?
Drop out. No.
Can't dive a player on the ground there. So O'Keefe was the one that won the race.
For the ball.
Mikesell, the speedster from Iowa, unable to get to it, and it is rare that he loses a foot race.
Can we move on, please?
Mikesell, Mark O'Keefe, both battling for it. O'Keefe able to get there in the nick of time.
Bennett for New York. Keep it short. Petrie side will get a penalty. He'll want to give it to Foden. He'll just bang this downfield.
Just start lower.
You would imagine the final opportunity of the match for Rooney. Final result not in doubt. Can the Roosters find points? Make it a closer final scoreline.
20 points the difference. Final play it should be. Ball knocks down to Denise. It goes short. He's been hit high. Petrie digs this one out. They keep it tight. In there with Will Burke. Played overseas in Ireland for 5 months as Petrie goes for a snipe himself, trying to create some magic. Kukul is over him.
Yeah.
And referee Asmus says there's time for one more play.
Turnover is legal. 1 minute.
Final opportunity, and there you see 1 minute remaining, says our referee. Scrum to Petrie and the New Yorkers. What does Peaches have in store here?
Mike Petrie, if you haven't got his book for your little ones, go and get it. RS for Rugby. Check it out online. Man who's got 57 caps for the US. One of the nicest players off the field as well. Bennett has this one. Fires across Foden, flicks it on. Beautiful skills there. Conowata Sims skips out of one.
Same thing for me.
New York. He'll bring the last energy.
No, leave it.
Bennett again from Sydney, Australia. Turns it back to Matina. Good skill to Leonard. Now on the outside, O'Keefe. O'Keefe is Denise. Denise looks for support and gets smashed into touch. The ball stays in the field of play. And it's been knocked on. And that is full time. It's a famous, famous victory here for the New England Free Jacks. They have stunned Rugby United New York by a score of 34-14 here in Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas. We're going to take a short break and come back with more. In the desert, 34-14, the final score. New England over New York.
Rugby fans, rugby is everywhere. The giant is awakening, and Rugby Wrap-Up is there with the alarm clock. Rugby Wrap-Up, global rugby coverage, sometimes with a wink. Weekly studio shows, daily website content, breaking news, evolving stories, the biggest names in the game on camera, all over social media. Pundits from all corners of the planet, local, global, professional, amateur, female, and male. Find it all on rugbywrapup.com.
The New England Free Jacks have defeated New York 34-14, and we're going to hear now from the player of the match from New England. It's Bodine Waka.
Bodine, man of the match for today's game, 2 tries, and the first win in franchise history for the Free Jacks. What was working for you guys today?
I think we had a big emphasis of actually playing basic rugby. All this preseason, we just talked about just doing the little things right, and obviously today the boys put on a clinic and we actually played pretty well together, so yeah.
11 of your starters made their debuts today. What can you say about the young hearts of this team?
I know they've done so well out there. They stepped up. We told them there's going to be a big game. Some of them it's their biggest game of their lives, so they did pretty well to step up and play against a good Rennie side.
Rest of the week in Vegas, I know you guys have a lot planned, and then this Valentine's weekend is a big one, but how are you guys going to celebrate this one?
First of all, we're just going to get back to the hotel, do our recoveries and everything, get the bodies right, and we got another game on Saturday. So first of all, go and do the ice baths, do the little things right, and then we'll maybe celebrate tonight and have a few drinks with the coaches and fans, hopefully.
Bodine, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Dallin.
Thank you. Celebration time indeed in Las Vegas for the New England side. So thanks for joining us here in Nevada, where New England have beaten New York by a score of 34-14 at Sam Boyd Stadium in their opening fixture of Major League Rugby 2020. For Danny Wexelman, Kip McConaughey, and our entire crew, I'm Dallin Stanford saying thanks for watching, be safe out there, and we'll see you next weekend.